Welcome to Mash on This. Happy Monday. Well, this is Mashable's daily culture and entertainment show that gives you tomorrow's biggest news stories today. I am your host, Mark Gargiulo, who exclusively drinks chlorine, obviously. But also, my friends call me Dory Greenberg. This is going really well. On Mash on This, we give you a quick rundown of what we think is the best the internet has to offer. So be sure to tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll get to them at the end of the show. Don't be shy. Now, let's get into it. It's official. The French people have bucked the trend of electing far-right people to lead countries by voting for independent centrist Emmanuel Macron, who defeated his rival Marine Le Pen on Sunday in a landslide to win the French election and become the president-elect of France. Not only is Macron the youngest French president, beating out Napoleon Bonaparte, he is also the first president in modern French history who does not belong to a major political party. This win for France strengthens its ties to the European Union and tells the rest of the world that France isn't afraid to stand up to xenophobic, power-hungry politicians. So, oui, très bien. I tried my best. You might be surprised to hear that when you put something on the internet, sometimes it gets out of control. I know, that's hard for some people to believe, but it's true. And one example of this is a video that went viral over the weekend, which shows a girl doing something pretty extraordinary. Now, at first blush, it looks like this brave little human was laying into President Trump right to his face. It's why, as of 11 a.m. this morning, more than 170,000 people retweeted that clip. However, many of these retweeters do not realize that the person in that video was not the real Donald Trump, but was in fact Anthony Antamanik, whose Trump impression is so good that it earned him a new Comedy Central series appropriately called The President Show. Here is the full clip from the show where you can clearly see that it's not really President Trump.
The Andrews sisters, everybody. Unbelievable. You want to take a picture with me? A total? Let's just do it and then be done, okay? What a wonderful little girl. I am a disgrace to the world. I am a disgrace.
I love she just walks away. So after Anthony Antamanik saw all the commotion on Twitter, he jumped in to clear up a few things. First, he let people know that it was indeed him and not the Donald in that video. Very important to know. He also stated that the little girl was not an actor, she wasn't following any script, and she understood that he was not the real thing. But Anthony was still very impressed by her. And of course, he took to Twitter, he took the opportunity to tweet directly to the president about the whole thing, but shockingly, Trump has yet to respond. While this is a great clip of a sharp young lady doing her thing, it's a reminder that you probably shouldn't take everything you see on the internet at face value. Just a suggestion. So, in case you missed Friday's show, we reminded our viewers to not be insensitive ding-dongs and celebrate Cinco de Mayo with grace and respect. Sadly, Hennessy's Tavern in Dana Point in California did not get the memo. The Orange County bar decided that setting up an inflatable wall for patrons to climb over and handing out green cards for free drinks were all good ideas. Weirdly, though, the bar's owner, Paul Hennessy, is not some alt-right fanatic. In fact, he argued against critics of his Cinco de Mayo antics, saying that he did them in order to get people talking and that it was his way of protesting the wall. But for everybody else who isn't consistently blackout drunk, his message was pretty darn unclear, and people were not really convinced. To make light of the real struggles that people face surrounding immigration today, this was not a smart way to stick it to the man, especially when it involved drunk people wearing sombreros climbing up a blow-up wall to win a fake citizenship card. So while this bar owner had good intentions and even urged his customers to write to lawmakers to express their concerns, I don't know, maybe he should have stopped for a second before May 5th rolled around and consulted with an actual Mexican or Mexican-American person to see if they thought this idea was offensive. If he had done so, maybe all of this could have been avoided. But what do you think of this Cinco de Mayo situación? Let us know in the comments. There's been a lot of recent activity surrounding the promotion of mental health awareness, and the latest company to show support is Instagram. The social platform's new campaign is called #HereForYou, and it encourages users to open up about their struggles with mental health and join a global conversation. In an interview for Good Morning America, Robin Roberts sat down with Instagram COO Marnie Levine and Pretty Little Liars star Troyan Belisario. After Levine explains that the Here For You video campaign highlights 3 different community members who are all dealing with different mental health issues, Belisario opens up about her own battle with eating disorders and how social media plays a role in the struggle. Take a look.
You have an eating disorder, it is something that you are always sort of in touch with, and it's a constant journey forward. I have a lot of friends and fans who feel sometimes like Instagram is the place in which you have to make your life perfect. You have to show only the best version of your life, only the happy moments, only the highlights, and it leaves a huge part of your life that is hidden and in the dark.
That's not life. That's not life.
Mm-mm. It's not life at all.
You've been a wonderful ambassador for that in so many ways. And I know that you had a group of friends who staged an intervention when you needed it. And
Yeah.
It was your community. Not everybody has that. And that's why this campaign is so vital, because...
Exactly. And Instagram is offering tools and a connection to speak to people, to speak to professionals, to review online literature, or to connect you to a community that can get you the help you need.
You, too, can follow and share your own mental health stories with the hashtag #HereForYou on Instagram. It's for a good cause. Did y'all know that MTV had its annual movie and TV awards last night? Probably not, since MTV hasn't been relevant for some time now. But it looks like they're trying to change their ways, because for the first time ever, the Best Actor category was gender neutral. The Queen, Emma Watson, took home the award for her depiction of Belle in Beauty and the Beast and gave an incredible acceptance speech that highlighted MTV's new award.
Firstly, I feel I have to say something about the award itself. The first acting award in history that doesn't separate nominees based on their sex says something about how we perceive the human experience. MTV's move to create a genderless award for acting will mean something different to everyone. But to me, it indicates that acting is about the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, and that doesn't need to be separated into 2 different categories. Empathy and the ability to use your imagination should have no limits. This is very meaningful to me.
Watson then specifically thanked Billions star Asia Kate Dillon, who presented the award after an introduction about being the first openly non-binary actor on a major television show. This kind of makes me want to say, I want my MTV all over again, even though most of us still haven't forgiven them for the Jersey Shore. Firefest is like the gift that keeps on giving. I'd say it feels like Christmas, but it's more like Hanukkah, because I think there's been at least 8 crazy days of stories about this unbelievable dumpster fire of a music festival. Now, the emergency medical staff that was hired for the event, called National Event Services, is suing festival organizers, claiming that when medical personnel arrived at the Great Exuma Island before the festival start, they immediately discovered that the accommodations were inhabitable, including bug infestations, blood-stained mattresses, and no air conditioning. So not only was this not a luxury culture moment like it was advertised to be, but it was literally a nightmare situation where bugs are crawling all over your sweaty body while you sleep on someone else's blood. Cool times, Ja Rule and Billy McFarland. Can't wait for Firefest 2018. Boo, boo, woo! So this next story is hands down my favorite one of the day. If you are a fan of the fantastic animated show Rick and Morty, then you know that the show's titular anti-hero, Rick Sanchez, likes to get good and swifty, even while trying to save the world. But how does Justin Roiland, the co-creator of the show and the voice of Rick, bring his sloshy yet genius character to life? Well, in a new video, we get a little peek behind the curtain. Check it out.
The character of Rick is a very high-functioning alcoholic. In episode 304, we need to see him get especially drunk. So I encourage Justin to method act.
First thing I told him was don't have tequila. And then, of course, he had tequila. And liquor just adds a whole new aspect to Justin.
I understand things got a little creative.
How many shots is the right amount of shots for drunk Rick? This is my 4th shot. I'm definitely probably gonna be in the pocket after this.
Oh, this little baby guy. I'm gonna tell you where to stick it. Because...
Got it.
See, that sounds too sober.
No, it doesn't. It sounds great.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you.
137.
I hear a bunch of screaming demons. Is that just me? My lips are chapped.
Who's got chapstick? Here to explain is a little bo-bo-bo-bo.
I'm gonna need another shot to do this.
Let's get some lines.
I've got 3 things I have to do. Number 1 thing of my 3-list thing is...
Oh my God.
Here to explain is little baby princess. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I've been working on this show since season 1, and this is by far the least productive and messiest record day we've ever had. So, thanks a lot, Harmon.
Oh, can you hear it? It's a tiny violin. Oh, did you have to wrangle Justin for the performance of a life?
Wow. Well done, guys. I could not be more of a fan of that entire cast and crew, and also of method acting. In fact, in order to keep up my own reputation of being a perpetually drunk on-air host, I too slam a couple back while shooting this show, and it's just about due for my next shot. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Mama needs some medicine.
Hey, Dory, it's Monday. Come on.
Sarah, do not tell me how to live my craft!